Hi, Brett Howe from Creator Kids. Great to be with you again today. Today I'd like to look at two different types of business models in the retail sector based around a furniture store and look at how things have changed dramatically in the last number of years from the industrial world setup to the new age setup. Let's take a look at the industrial world setup. Traditionally how that works is you have a manufacturer who produces a product. And when they produce that product, let's say it's a table, and they produce that product, they then deliver that to a wholesaler. And that wholesaler then looks at marketing that product to different retail outlets. So then the person who manufactured it, they might be happy to say, let's take 20% profit margin on that. And so they walk away with their 20% profit margin. Therefore, then the wholesaler needs to add 20% to the cost of the product then so that they can make their profit. So now we've already made the profit 40% more expensive. The wholesaler then on-sells that to the retailer, and the retailer, such as a large furniture store, needs a large building to put that on the floor, so lots of floor space, high rent. So then that retailer then has to pay high rent, have to pay staff, then look at having to try and make a profit. So they might have to add something like 50% onto the cost of that product just to actually make profit from it. So that's 20, 20, 50, let's say 90% from the time it left that manufacturer's to the time the consumers got that product. That's more the traditional model. Manufacturer, wholesaler, retailer, customer. Then we look at the new modern age model. That being something like Amazon.com or Amazon.com.au. And this is where things have really changed, because what we have is a company that stepped in and taken away the middleman, the wholesaler. So you have the manufacturer who sells it to Amazon. Therefore, they're 20%. Amazon are the retailer and the wholesaler all in one, delivering direct to the customer. Immediately you are eliminating, and like Amazon, very few humans in the business, very robotic, very tight technological systems to run it as efficiently as possible. So then Amazon 20% and then adding only 20% on for their margin. And Amazon don't put large margins on products, so therefore they rely on their efficiency of their systems. So therefore they're selling to the customer, customers only paying 40% more than the cost to make that product, as compared to the industrial model of 90%. It's really quite clear to see who's going to win in the long term. And that industrial model we can look at and say, well, there's jobs disappearing, people, etc. That's not good. And then you have the Amazon, who's hardly any people. However, we may look upon it, depending on your generation and your attitudes, as positive or negative. But we do have a new generation who are the younger generation coming through and looking at this model and going, hey, if I use the Amazon model, I could then set up my business online. I'm the retailer, and I will then employ Amazon to do the rest. So therefore, many different businesses are now setting up as online shops to then be able to deal straight from Amazon, so Amazon do the rest. That takes a huge load off and a huge cost off the traditional business model. So yes, the traditional model, it is going to take a lot of hard work to try and turn that around and work out how they can fit in the new age. But then you've also got this generation of people looking at it, the younger generation, going, this is just different. It's not that it's bad, it's different. And creating their own systems to function with the new model. So the middleman is something that is being predicted, that artificial intelligence, new technology systems, etc. are really going to hit the middleman. So instead of people going through that wholesaler, going through the middleman when you're getting bank loans, etc., they are the ones who may be most affected by this artificial intelligence and technology. Just something to keep in mind there. But once again with my videos, I'm just giving an indication of things that are changing in the world. Not so much to panic about it, but just something to think about. Because as we move through our episodes, we'll talk more about, well, how do we overcome these problems that are happening or these disruptors that are happening? There's many solutions to that, but we've just got to take self outside, have a little bit of a think of the problems that it's creating, and then we can look at some solutions as we go through. So that's just the middleman is going to be disrupted as we move down this new age of new business models, new systems, stepping outside the industrial world. Thanks for listening again today. Great to be with you. And if you'd like to see more episodes, Creator Kids YT is our YouTube channel, or creatorkids.com.au for our website. Thanks. Have a great day.